this summer, I went to the Beyonce concert. Did anyone see Beyonce? Woo. And I just didn't know Beyonce was playing by Tinder single guy rules. I live in New York City, and I want to see Beyonce perform in New York City. I am a single woman in New York City, and I want to meet single men in New York City. Why the fuck are you sending me to East Rutherford, New Jersey? East Rutherford, New Jersey is not New York City. I don't give a fuck if that's where the Jets play. But it's Beyonce, and it's Dick, so you gotta... Either way, I'm on that New Jersey Transit at 1 a.m, dressed like a hoe. Rethinking everything. I'm in my 30s. Woo, give it up for women in their 30s. They say, like, you know, your 30s, like, that's your sexual prime. Like, that's, like, the sexual prime for women. And it's, like, so true, you know? Like, I'm just constantly, like, wet. Because every time I cough a little, I pee. Another thing about me, I'm a plus-size woman. Okay, you hear that trepidation? Okay, let's talk about it. Because this is my thing. No one gives a fuck about fat women until it's time for the Renaissance Festival. Then everybody wants to hit us up. Yo, come put on a corset and a turkey leg in a parking lot in East Rutherford, New Jersey. I'm not fucking going. I exist 360 days a year. Not just the 5 that you want me to fucking eat a turkey leg in the middle of a parking lot in New Jersey. Anyway, now's an interesting time to be a plus-size woman, because now, you know, these companies, these clothing companies, they're all coming out with their own plus-size collection. Clothing companies that have existed for 100 years, 150 years, they're all coming out with their own plus-size collection. And it was like, there was a meeting of, like, the minds, and they're like, hold on a second. What if fat people needed to wear clothes too? So, you know, then I get emails. I get all these emails like, come check out our new plus-size collection. You know, I go on and I check, and it's just like plus-size earrings, plus-size sunglasses, plus-size necklaces. And you're like, thank you, Anthropology. I did want to spend $150 on plus-size sunglasses. But yeah, you know, now that there are cute, trendy clothes for fat people, what does everyone decide to do? What's cool now? Thrifting, vintage. It's like everyone decided, you know what? Now that there's cute, trendy clothes for fat people, you know what's cool? Buying clothes from a period of time where fat people couldn't get clothes. And we'll talk shit about anybody who buys new clothes. You know, it's important, you know, like, there's a lot of textile waste. There's a lot of, you know, the average garment is worn 7 times. The children that are making this skirt are upset. Like, I get it. I get it. It's important. They're not cage-free. I get it. But it's just different when you're, you know, thrifting when you're fat, right? Like, my skinny friends, they'll be like, oh my God, girl. Look at this floor-length sequence gown I got. You know, it belonged to a socialite on the Upper East Side. I got it in an estate sale. You know, she wore this to the Met Gala. I paid $7 for it. I love vintage. You know, it's just different when you're fat, because it's just more like, yo, check out this bowling shirt I got. It belonged to a man named Rick. Yeah, he did get a hand job on the side of a highway in Kansas. Yeah, he was a truck driver. He didn't pay for it. His family sold his belongings because they needed to make bail, because he was a part of the January 6th insurrection. I got it for $90. Thrifting. It's just different, you know? Catcalling is a little different when you're fat, you know? You're a fat woman, especially a fat black woman. You know, you get shit all the time. You know, you're walking down the street, and some guy's like, hey, come over and suck my dick. And it's like, okay, maybe later. When you put it like that, sir, don't mind if I do. But the thing that they don't tell you is that you also get catcalled, unfortunately, by white women. And it's a little different, right? it's less of a shout across the street, and it's more like somebody locking eyes with you as soon as they enter a party. And then you're like, you feel the eyes on you. And you're like, oh my God. And they come over to you, and they get behind you, and they lean over and whisper in your ear, and they're like, I love Lizzo, girlfriend. I love Lizzo. And it's like, okay, thank you, I'm just gonna hang out with my friends. Yeah, don't tell me you love Lizzo. It's weird. You know, after Trump won, like some white friends that I had like sent me texts, and they're just like, hey, just checking in on you, like, just making sure you're okay. When Lizzo had like all those lawsuit allegations against her, every single person I was like, hey, just checking in if you're okay. It's like, all right, fuck off. And it's just hard, you know, because some of the allegations, you know, there was like all this, like her employees like sued her, and you know, then all these other allegations came out. You know, some of them have legs, and some of them were like, you know, I met Lizzo and she's really arrogant. Okay. And I just don't think you guys know like how difficult it is to be like a fat black woman in public. One time on Twitter, I decided, you know, some people like post selfies of themselves. And one time I posted this picture of me like at Brooklyn Botanical Garden in front of cherry blossoms. And I was just like, beautiful spring day. And somebody commented, just like, I just love seeing fat people have a good time. What? It's like, wow, so brave of you. It's like, what? No, I'm hot. Just stop. Yeah, so it's just like, it's just different, you know? Like, of course you have to be arrogant. You have to be up your own ass. You know, I do like some parody videos, and I do some funny political stuff. And, you know, one time I did a video where dressed up like Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas, and I did a bunch of stupid things because he's evil. And somebody commented, it was just like, Clarence Thomas isn't nearly as obese as she is. And it's like, first of all, that's not true, he's fat as fuck. Like, maybe not before, but now he's fat as fuck. Him and his fat wife are racist. Anyway, Ginny's racist. But also, yeah, like, let's say this guy's right. Like, so Clarence Thomas also doesn't wear acrylic nails. Like, what the fuck are you saying? And it's like, these guys are just like online trying to hurt me. But they don't fucking get it. And like, I'm gonna tell you, like, I don't give a fuck about what anyone says about me. You know, I'm 100% who the fuck I am, and I don't care, and I'm unapologetically me, and I wear what I want, and I do what I want. And people, when they're, you know, when you're fatter than them, or darker than them, or whatever, they're confused by your confidence. The reason why I have all this confidence, I don't give a fuck about what anyone says, is because I own an Android phone. Okay? Let me tell you something, all right? You can't say shit to me. You want to hurt my feelings? Fuck you. You know, when you have an Android phone, society's going to try to bring you down, dog. Let me tell you, okay? This guy thinks he's going to hurt me. First of all, try reaching out to a friend you haven't heard from in 10 years. And you're like, hey, hope you're doing good. Hope your mom's okay. I saw you just had a baby. Wish you best of luck. And they're like, ew, green text. That's pain. Not this random guy who I don't even care about, J-Tron, 29. I mean, I don't care, but you guys can harass him. I don't give a fuck what that guy has to say, but his handle is J-Tron 29. I don't care. I'm like solid in who I am. I can't wait to tell my fucking kids one day that when I was growing up, I used to have to buy my applications from a separate store. Okay? And I'm like, there used to be stores that would say Android only, iPhone only. Okay? And egg on the bed, like, mommy, isn't the charges the same? It's like, now they are, thanks to Europe passing great legislation. That's for all the news nerds out here. All right, thank you so much. I'm Milly Tamarez.